What is going on, fitness coaches? Welcome to another episode of the Change Lives Make Money Online Training Podcast. It's your boy Brian Mark, and in today's episode, we are doing Podchats. Podchats is a coaching call I do inside of my 10K Mastermind container for my coaches that are making between $5,000 and $25,000 a month. Without further ado, we're going to get right into it. What's up, Ronnie? How you doing?
Best day of my life. Yeah, no, life's good. I woke up this morning to a 5K pay in full. So,
Love
always
that.
a good way to start the day. Yeah, we love that too. And that was kind of what my question was around is, so one thing I've noticed is I've had this happen with a few clients is that when I send them a Stripe link, like in Canadian, their bank flags it as fraud. So with one client, I just sent her a new link with the price in US dollars, and for some reason it worked. But this client, that didn't work. And it was, I mean, thank God she was so enthusiastic and like willing to do anything. So like the sale was like unaffected. But I just was wondering basically like you obviously you're in Canada, but you do a lot of business with the States and everywhere.
Yep.
Do you like, should I be sending them a link in US dollars? Is there a way around this? Is there another way? Like I ended up using PayPal, but I don't love it. And PayPal is a whole other thing that I need to work on now. But anyways, all of the moral of the story is any better ways of doing this?
Yeah, so anytime you have a larger transaction, it doesn't matter if it's in Canadian dollars, US dollars, literally doesn't matter. It sometimes will do that, and we notice that too. Like, unfortunately, the bank just blocks charges sometimes, and for whatever reason. So the way that I like to do it is when I'm on a sales call with a prospect, and this does happen, I try to make a joke of it, so I make light of it right away. I'm like, "Oh, the universe is testing you." I love this. Okay, cool. Let's just try a different link, and then I'll just get them a different link. So I like to have backups just like ready to go. So like if you have a Stripe link, and then another thing that I have done in the past that has worked is I'll create split pay. So I'll be like, oh, this happens all the time. It's probably a large transaction. We can try splitting it. So then we'll do 2,500 now. And then once they're done that, I'll just be like, yeah, let's just do the other 2,500 tomorrow. So I'll have 3 or 4 backup links. And that's what I found to be effective. So this happens with larger transactions. It's totally normal. I get it all the time.
Okay, perfect. Just kind of wanted to cover my bases, make sure that I could figure it out. But okay, honestly, that's all I have for you today. Yeah, that's all I need. Thank you so much.
Also, just want to give everyone, let everyone know that Ronnie is going to be coming to be a guest at our virtual summit. You excited?
I'm so excited. Yeah, I know. I'm stoked. I was so excited when you messaged me.
Hell yeah. Cool. I'll see you in April.
Yeah, I'll see you then.
Bye. Zane, what up?
What's going on?
Best day of my life, King. How you doing?
Same. Yeah, but actually, I've started saying that a lot now. That's growing on me.
That.
But yeah, so wins. I just hit 3,000 followers on Instagram, which is huge because I was at like 200 in January,
Yeah.
and I just got off the phone and collected a deposit with somebody from my new audience, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So that's part of my question. So something I'm noticing, and I've started playing around with a lot. I heard you talking about it last week or the week before, but using long form content. So I made a little YouTube video that I've started sending as in place of like a free resource as well. But my question is like, I've started doing a lot more content with like a comment for, a free ebook or something along those lines. And I'm noticing that bigger accounts do that.
Mhm.
Do they get away with doing that because they're bigger? Or is that part of getting to be a bigger account?
Are you talking about like when bigger accounts get like a video that will have like 1,000 comments kind of thing? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, kind of like, I guess it's the whole strategy behind it too, where it's
Yeah.
kind of like, you give a little bit in the video, but it's like comment and I'll send you the rest or something like that. That was
Yeah.
kind of my question is, am I shooting myself in the foot if I am leaning on that too much? Like, does that just work for bigger accounts or?
Doesn't just work for bigger accounts. It's like probably I would say 10% luck. It's probably 30% strategy in terms of like making sure that the thing that you're giving away is actually good. And then the other 60% would be video structure. So like, is the video structured in a way that's actually attractive and makes people want to fucking comment? So like when you see somebody like if you go to Chloe Jane, she's a VIP client of mine. She'll do it's like Chloe underscore Jane or something like that. Jayne. She'll do comment response videos that will have like 1,500 comments, and she has 100,000 followers. So like part of it is like luck because like honestly, like she has some videos that'll get 10 comments. Part of it is strategy. Like she knows what her audience wants, and so she puts out what her audience wants. And then 60% of it is video structure. So if you look at my stuff, bro, like if I do like I know for a fact every time if I have a good ChatGPT prompt and I do a lot of research on that I give away, like I'll get 200 to 300 comments. Like I know that. So like whenever I do a ChatGPT prompt video, I'm like expecting 200 to 300 comments. So that's that. So yeah, I don't think it's a bad thing for you to start experimenting with it. Just understand that if a video doesn't perform as well, I don't think it has anything to do with the fact that it's a comment response video, and more so to do with the fact that we need to either change the strategy in terms of like, does your audience wants to see this? Or if the strategy is good and another video has gone viral with that same thing, then changing the video structure so that it's appealing and people actually comment.
Cool. Okay, sweet. And then kind of with that too, utilizing the long form, how do you go about warming people up from, your short form to your long form? That
Long
makes
form,
sense.
I'll be in the DMs with people, Zane, and if somebody's not showing me that they're not that interested, I'll send those people a video. I'll be like, hey, by the way, I recorded a free 20-minute training that's going to show you how to XYZ. Did you want to check it out? And they're like, yeah, sure. And then I'll send the training. I'm like,
Okay,
once you're done watching it, let me know what you learned.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's super cool. Because I actually, yeah, like I said, I made a YouTube video just testing it out. And then I started sending to people and they were, spending 20 minutes watching it. And I was like, wow, this is pretty neat.
Yeah, it's cool. I agree.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet, sweet.
Hey,
I
bro.
appreciate it.
Appreciate you. Talk soon.
Yes,
Peace.
sir.
Paul Casey, what's up, King?
What's up, Brian? Good to see you, brother.
Good to see you. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. Best day ever.
Love that.
Yeah, so quick win. We're at slightly over 20K this month and set to hit a record month. So pretty excited about that.
Nice.
And that's without any Black Friday type sales or anything like that. So that's pretty cool.
Nice.
So I just wanted to hop on here because my time in the 10K mastermind is coming to an end. I've had to pivot my business. I've chosen to pivot my business and focus on my in-person gym for the time being to grow this to get to 100K months before I go back online again. And I just wanted to come on here and just express my utmost gratitude for you, bro. Like I've been in your program for 2 years and like, because although I've pivoted to doing more online or more in-person stuff, building my group training facility, we've been doing a lot of in-person sales and I've been crushing the sales because of everything you taught me. Right. And I'm seeing like a few months ago, I was in a desperate place, man, where I had like 3 people showing up to my classes and I had this whole building and I didn't know what to do. And I was going to fucking quit. And I was like feeling like a failure, but I kept grinding because everything you teach me, bro, I fucking listen to your podcast every morning to start my day at 4 o'clock in the morning. And you've just been like an inspiration for me over the last 2 years. And I've grown so much because of you and because of Cole. And my time with you guys is up for now, but not forever. Because once this business is popping and I have the team that I'm building fucking running this shit for me, I'm going to refocus on my online stuff. And I just want to just express my utmost gratitude for brother because I fucking seriously love you, man.
I appreciate you, bro. I love you too. I'm gonna miss you. I'm gonna miss your energy at the events. When I go on stage, Paul's like, yeah, standing up and clapping. I'm gonna miss you, bro. And congratulations on the success in your studio. I'm fucking happy for you, dude. That's awesome.
Thank you, bro.
I appreciate you. I'm gonna miss you. Stay in touch, bro.
Absolutely.
Stay in touch. Anything you need, shoot me a message. I got you.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you, bro. Thank you for that. I received that. Fucking cute bastard. Zach, what up?
What's going on? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Awesome. Yeah, great. So I had a pretty good week. I had a video that got 1,000 shares. So I mentioned it last week, it was going all right, but now it's got 1,000 shares, 420 new follows.
Nice.
So last time I spoke to you, I just hit 2,000 followers. Now I'm at 2,500 as of this morning. So that's pretty cool.
Wow.
It's growing fast. And 2 new clients this week. So things are going well.
My man.
So my question is, I want to make a video holding a sign in public. So I've got a sort of a plan with a few questions. I've seen you doing, a couple videos like that. So I just wanted some advice. Obviously, did you speak to a few people before you got the right take? And it's a bit out of my comfort zone. So, but I think it's a really good idea, to target, more views to my page.
What's your video?
So it's going to have like fitness myths, and I want to get some guys up, basically, is this true or false type thing? And I'll go through a few cards. And then at the end, it'll be like, who's the best, fitness coach for men, blah, blah, blah. And obviously, it'll be my account.
You want the ultimate hack?
Yeah.
You got to stage the video.
Okay.
So like what I did.
I was thinking that. I wasn't sure if that's,
ultimate hack is you got to stage the video. So I learned that from Adley is like when you go viral, like you have to get certain shots. Like you've got to get people that are like reactive and excited in the video, because if they're not, it's kind of boring. It's not fun to watch. So you got it, and it's got to seem organic. So it's like Adley talks about how like when you're doing viral videos, it like borderlines on the like it's like along the thin line of like, is this real or is this fake? And like she's like, when people are watching your videos, they want to believe it's real, so they're gonna watch it believing that it's real. But like the easiest, like, dude, I went out first time I went out in public because like the first time Abby told me that, I was like, no fucking way. I was like, I'm not faking videos. That's stupid. I fucking hate that. So then I went out in public with signs for 5 hours and didn't get one good shot because
Okay.
everyone
Yeah.
everyone just fucking walked by me. They're like, you're a loser. But then I went out in public when I literally went on my Instagram, or you can go and grab your friends or your girlfriend or a brother that's never been in your content. And then I just planned the shot. I like told him where I wanted him to come up from. I told him that I wanted him to be facing the camera, blah, blah, blah. Bro, I ended up going out in public and I got 5 videos. 3 of them went viral and I did it in an hour because we just got together, we
Okay.
got the shots, bam, 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 an hour, bam, all the videos done. So the ultimate hack
Okay.
is to stage your videos.
That makes me feel a bit less nervous doing some of that. I fucking know. That's good.
I also think it's really good to do it in a super public place where people are like walking by
Yeah.
and
Yeah. I
yeah.
was thinking of doing like a shopping mall or something like that where
Yes.
there's lots of people
Yes.
around. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I almost guarantee you that goes viral.
Okay. Awesome. Thanks for that.
You're welcome, bro. Anything else?
No, that's it. I'll let you know how it goes next time.
Hey, man, I'm happy to hear about your success. That's fucking awesome. Keep it up, bro.
Thanks, Brian. Cheers.
I
Have a
got
good
you.
one. Bye.
Mr. Nick, what's up, brother? Tell me you got 5 calls booked last week, Nick.
I got 6 calls booked.
Okay.
Got 6 calls, and then we signed.
We're moving. We're moving.
We're trying, dude. You know what I mean? I always like a good challenge because that gives me something to like kind of attain rather than have me like kind of just figure out like I got to do all this shit, right? So I appreciate that.
Hell yeah.
With that being said, though, we did get these calls booked. We got the 5-day challenge that we're running in right now. It's day 3, and we have some good momentum. And I've talked to a couple of them, and one of the things, especially with my avatar, what I have right now is kind of like this older population that I'm dealing with right now, and which
Totally.
I don't mind. You know, that's totally fine. I deal with a lot of those in person. But when it comes to like almost like selling the program, right? I'm letting them know about everything. Oh, Nick, this is great. I got ladies crying on the phone. But
Mhm.
when it comes to me giving and delivering the value, and that seems to be good, but when it comes to the price, they're like, I can't really, I can't swing that and I can't do that. And I only have one offer, right? Because that's what we've kind of talked about, I guess, a lot of months ago.
Yeah.
And so I was debating, do I have like a lower offer for maybe these individuals and it's just like a lower kind of like hands-off program, but they still have a chance to work with me?
How many of those 6 calls did you close, Nick? Well, like out of the 6 calls you booked, how many showed up?
They all showed.
That's
They all
good.
showed.
And how many did we close?
3.
3. So you closed half of them on your offer.
Half of them on the offer, and the other 3 said it's too much.
So 2 things. One, your closing percentage is very good. So 50% closing rate is like top tier. That's first thing. Second thing is it worth it to consider how many clients do you have right now, Nick?
In the 20s. We're in the 20s.
Okay. Is it worth it to consider a mid-ticket option? I wouldn't do low ticket if you want my honest opinion, because I think that, I just think it's too much work for not a lot of money. But is it worth it to consider a mid-ticket option? Perhaps. If you were to do a mid-ticket option, what would that include? Everything that your high-ticket option includes, but like 1 check-in a month or 1 check-in every 2 weeks instead of, a check-in every single week. So the deliverables are very simple, and that's why I'd recommend it. And it's because then on the phone, you got these girls like ready to take action. They're really excited. And you're like, so just to be super clear, the program sounds absolutely amazing and you do want to move forward. It's just the financial aspect, correct? And they're like, yeah. And you're like, is there anything about the program that you don't like, or you love the program and it sounds amazing? It's just about the finances. They're like, love the program, sounds amazing, just about the finance. Okay, cool. So if I were to get you, let's say I like did something for you, I did something special and I got you in on some sort of deal. If I got you some sort of deal and I made it a lot more affordable, would you be interested in potentially hearing about that? And then they'll be like, yeah, well, yeah, it depends what it means. And you're like, well, I can work with you and we can do everything we talked about. The only difference is we do 2 check-ins a month instead of 4, but you still get the same training plan, nutrition plan, accountability, group coaching calls. And instead of $399 a month, what if we did $249 a month? Would that make it a lot more feasible for you to get started today? Bam.
And with that being said, would you have like, because they know how I'm on Trainerize and they have that like 2-way messaging, right? Would you like not have the 2-way messaging?
Definitely not. You definitely want to keep the 2-way messaging, because if you don't have
Okay.
2-way messaging, I guarantee you they will drop off after month 1.
That's where I was figuring too. I was like, I feel
Guaranteed.
like that's a necessity.
Guaranteed. Drop off
Okay.
after month 1. And like, bro, you sign, and this is why I say mid-ticket versus low ticket, because regardless of, whether you do mid-ticket or low ticket, you have to do two-way messaging, in my opinion, because if you do one-way messaging, you've got a client for a month and they're peacing out. You just wasted all that fucking time. But if you have 10 clients that pay you $249 a month, that's $2,400 versus 10 clients that pay you $99 a month. Or even some people even do low ticket for $49 a month. That's like $450 to $1,000. So it's a significant difference with 10 clients. So because of that, I think if you're going to do any sort of offer, it would be a mid-ticket offer. Here's the problem is that if you do that, Nick, you will be tempted on that call to just, as soon as somebody gives you a price objection, to go right to the mid-ticket. That's the problem. So like if you're going to do the mid-ticket, you also need to work on your sales skills to make sure that you try to overcome those financial objections one or two or three times before you offer the mid-ticket, so that you don't use it as a cop-out, because then your business will just make less money for no reason.
That's 100%, because that's kind of where I had a couple calls and I was like, I saw it lean in that way. But one of the things that I find, and it's funny you say that because that just brings up another question of mine, is whenever you get into those calls and they really, they vibe with your program and everything that is, you and the program, this is going to help me. And it's real, and they just like really can't financially afford a mid ticket. Is there a one-off charge, or is it like, because I almost feel like I don't want to have money left on the table, and that's where it brought up. I know I have a subscribers tab on Instagram, and I know you told me like don't do that because people would just buy that first. But what if that was like a very low barrier to entry to like have a chance to like do something in the subscribers thing, and then that's almost like kind of like a funnel that they can work with me into a coaching program or into some sort of offer? Or is there something that I could do with that? Because I don't know. I just trying to look at different areas.
Yeah, I just don't think it's worth the time or the money. This is my personal opinion. If it's your business, you're asking me my opinion, I don't think it's worth it. Because like the amount of effort that it's going to take to sign those five clients pay you $50 a month. That's $250 a month. You got five extra people that are messaging you, asking you questions. You're not going to ignore them because you're not the dick. But now all of a sudden, now you've got to reply to five extra people for $250 a month. I just don't think it's worth it. Not even a little bit. I think
That is for like bandwidth.
I think you just give them free value and let them know, like, yo, like I do have this program for you. If you are ever in a different place, I'd love to help you out. In the meantime, continue to enjoy my free content. And if your financial situation changes, I would love to be your coach.
Just leave it in their park, and just the only real free kind of content they get is the 5-day challenges, and that's like where we're really warming them up. And if you want to get into the program, it's program.
Exactly.
Perfect. Love that. Awesome. Well,
Cool.
that's day 3, and I'm gonna do my pitch today and get some more people into the program, and that's gonna be an awesome time. So appreciate everything. Any challenges? Is it still 6? Give me a challenge. I need a challenge. Is it still 5 and 6?
So I'm going to give you guys some insight into the Millionaire Mastermind, how it works. This is how I train team members. This is how I train people. And this is also how you should train yourself. Step number 1 is to raise the standard. So last week, that's what we did. We raised the standard. Step number 2 is to train the standard. So right now, you haven't successfully held 6 calls a week. I don't want to say go book 10, because we have to we have to train the standard. We have to get you to a point where you consistently do 6 calls a week. Step 3 is to maintain the standard. So 6 calls a week for like the next 4 weeks is like maintaining the standard. Then once you're able to successfully do that, you come to me, you're like, bro, I booked 6 calls a week for the last 4 weeks. Then step number 4 is we raise the standard.
I like that.
That's how you train team members. That's how you train people. That's also how you get yourself to do more things. So set the standard, train the standard, maintain the standard, raise the standard.
Damn. Just like that. Awesome. I like
Hey,
it.
bro.
Thanks.
Much love. Talk soon. Peace. Sammy, what's up?
Hey Brian, how are you?
I'm doing fucking great. How are you, Sammy?
Good, thank you. As soon as it came out of my mouth, I was like, you don't need to say it, but anyways, accident. So a couple of wins is I've had in the last 7 days, I've had 3 new clients, which is sick. So like 1 paid in full and 2 weeklies, and then also another client re-signed. So it's been a really nice 7 days, and I've got another 4 calls left. 4 calls left today and tomorrow. So I'm excited.
Yay.
Yeah, that's literally how I feel. I'm just like, yay. So that's my wins. And then my question for you is, I've just like in the last kind of, I'd say month, the couple of clients that I've had that have been a bit more, lack of a better term, tire kickers, not really doing the work kind of thing. Like I've had a couple that signed up and never did a single thing pretty much from the day dot. And so I've been reflecting, being like, why did that happen? How can I prevent that from happening? Is that something that I should have done better? And so I'm just wondering, like, how do you kind of determine going, is it me? Is it something that I'm doing? Is there something I need to do better? Or people are people and that is just going to happen sometimes, and don't take it too personally, because it's just something that I've been really like mentally battling with in the last like couple of weeks.
Anybody that's a client that's ghosted slash dropped off the program, what you need to do is you need to do an audit of that client. And so go into their trainer eyes, see their activity in the first week. It's like I want you to like sit down and like go through their trainer eyes, see their activity in the first 4 weeks of the program, see how many workouts they did, see what their check-ins looked like in the first 4 weeks. And that's where I'd really break down and analyze the data. And then I determine when was it that they became a ghost? Like when was it that they dropped off? And then when they dropped off, what did you do? How did you handle that situation? And then I'd audit that entire process and I'd ask myself, is there anything that I could have done better in this process to make sure that this client got a better result? And if I look at that process and I'm like, yeah, they didn't check in for 3 weeks and I forgot to message them, then moving forward, every single client that doesn't check in, I will make sure that I message them so that anybody that is potentially about to drop off, I will solve that problem before it becomes an issue. So the only way to solve this problem is to go do a client audit of every single person that has dropped off the program, look at their customer journey, especially look at their first 4 weeks, because if people can make it past the first 4 weeks, in my opinion, they're a lot more likely to stick around for the entire program. So look at their first 4 weeks, figure out when they became a ghost, figure out what you did to solve that problem. And if there's anything that you can improve in that process, that's what you fix for clients moving forward. And then like, if I ever do something where it's like, let's say that I fucked up on whatever way, like I forgot to message a client back or a client messaged me with a fire and I didn't see it and blah, 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 whatever. I never shame myself for that. And I never beat myself up because you're a business owner and this happens. I just make sure that moving forward, I fix the process so it doesn't happen again.
Okay. And then, okay. I definitely did a bit of that, and I do, because then I guess it's just like, how much hand holding do you need to give them as well? I'm very good at messaging if they miss check-ins and stuff like that, but then they just don't answer.
Yeah. So like for me, it's like a 3-strike rule. So strike number 1 is like, hey, Sammy, you missed your check-in. Make sure you get it back on time, smiley face. Strike number 2 is when the next time they miss their check-in, you're like, hey, Sammy, I'm noticing that you missed 2 check-ins in a row now. Please don't miss your next check-in because my goal is to be your coach and I want to hold you accountable, but I can't do that unless you do your job, which is check. And strike number 3 is like a very hard boundary. Like, Sammy, this is your 3rd check-in that you missed. Unfortunately, if you do miss another check-in, I will have to cancel the program or refund your remaining installment because my job is to coach you and I can't do that unless you check in with me.
Okay.
I just cut ties. Yep.
Because I have had people come back. I have had people come back after ghosting for a lot longer than 3 weeks.
Yeah, no, I'm like, I don't fuck around. It's like the way that I do that. Like, let's say it's in the coaching container. Like, let's say it's in the 10K mastermind. Somebody messages me, they're on fire. I'm like, okay, cool. I totally get it. When's the last time you came to Podchats? They're like, well, I haven't been in a year. I'm like, okay, cool. I'll see you next week. And then next week comes by. I don't see them. They message me again. I'm on fire, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, we had this conversation last week and I told you to come to Podchats. You didn't come to Podchats. I also haven't seen you post inside of the group. So go make a post and come to Podchats and I'll see you next week. The next time they message me on fire, I will fire them.
Okay. Yeah.
It's like, I'm not your fucking dad, I'm here to help you. But if you don't show up, like, how am I supposed to help you? So it's like, you have to have those boundaries. Otherwise, you're just going to get clients that won't do the program. And then at the end of the program, they're going to complain that they didn't get results. But it's like, you can't complain about the results you didn't get from the work you didn't do. That's not my problem or my fault.
Yeah. Okay. That helps because I was like kind of starting to spin a little bit, and John was getting cranky. He was like, "Stop getting." He's like, "You need to fucking not make everything so personal all the time." And I'm like, I don't know if it's me or if I'm like a terrible coach, but it's. I also have an issue where I fixate on the one. Like I could have I could have 53 clients absolutely killing it, and that one will just like totally derail me and it's a me thing.
Here's the good news. Everybody does that. You're not the only one. Everyone does that. And if you want to grow a big business, you have to develop thicker skin and understand that there's only so much that you can do. That's the hard part about being a coach, because as a coach, we're emotional people. Like, the only reason that I'm coaching others is because I care about you. Right.
Yeah.
And like, when you care about somebody and you do want what's best for them, especially when they're paying you, like, you want them to succeed. But like, you can't make somebody go to the gym. You can't make somebody check in. You can do everything in your power to make sure that they do get the result. But at the end of the day, like, it's a 50-50 job. They have to carry 50 bricks. You have to carry 50 bricks.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. I guess I'm just worried then about becoming too like don't care and then or drop the ball on that side. Like I'm scared to go too far the other way, but I guess it's just
the good
balancing
news
act.
is that you're too far this way now. So even if you did too far the other way, it would probably bring you back to the middle.
Yeah, very fair. Okay, that's really
like
helpful.
Me and Cole are like polar opposites. Like, Cole's more like fuck around and find out. I'm more of like a teddy bear, and so like we like balance each other out. So
yeah,
you got to have the balance.
Maybe that's just what I need. I just need to hurry up and hire someone so then I can have someone to balance me out.
No, you can balance yourself out.
Yeah, I'm working on it, but that's helpful. I will do that. And I have done something like that. I just like updated my onboarding process to try and make it a bit easier. But yeah, still just people who drop off, I'm just like, why are you paying all this money and like just not doing anything? Like at least try and cancel or something.
Trust me, I feel that in my soul.
People are weird. People are so
I
weird.
feel
So
that.
I'm learning that.
I feel that in my soul. I'm like, why would you pay me and not do anything? It doesn't fucking make any sense. It's not my job.
Yeah, yeah. And then I am worried that people will turn around and be like, I didn't get any results. And I'm like, you didn't do
Maybe,
anything. And I
maybe,
message you every single week.
maybe they'll say that, but also again, that's not your job. Your job is to fucking provide the container for them to get the result. Their job is to follow through.
Okay, so yeah, it is just the fact that they do need to just also do the work and
Mm-hmm.
chill out a little bit. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because yeah, just having all of them drop off at once, because that's kind of like when they're timing, the timing of it. I just was like,
I hear you.
Okay, sick. That was helpful as always. Thank you.
I appreciate you. Thanks for being my client. Bye, Sammy.
Bye.
Kathy, what's up?
Hi, Brian.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. Thank you for asking. Are you excited for the mansion?
I'm so excited. I can't wait. Okay, so this is my first time on Podchats with you.
Yep.
So yeah, this is a very special moment.
I love that.
Can you hear me? I have my headphones. I'm not sure if
Yeah.
you can hear.
Loud
Okay,
and clear.
cool. Awesome. Okay, so I'll start with the win. So my biggest win is I'm still growing on followers on Instagram. I'm still getting like 300 to 400 a day,
Mm-hmm.
which is amazing. I started at 5,000 followers in January. Now I'm at 43K.
Nice.
Just on Instagram. TikTok is growing too, but I look more at Instagram. And so that's super exciting. But okay, so this month things have slowed down a little bit. So I signed 14 clients in January
Mm-hmm.
and then 14 clients in February.
Mhm.
And so far I'm getting like 1 or 2 clients a week in March, which is I'm behind.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm just rethinking everything. Like my question is very similar to Sammy, and it's like because you start like questioning, okay, what is it about my program? Could I do better? Like, and at what point is it like the client or is it me? So okay, I guess my question is, okay, over the last 2 weeks, I had people signed up, like 2 clients sign up, and within 2 days they dropped out.
Yep.
They were just like, I can't pay for the program. I even got on a call with a girl and she said, I just can't afford it. And so it's like, this has happened twice in the last 2 weeks.
Mhm.
And so my concern is like, okay, is there something I need to change within the agreement? Maybe the program is 8 months. And in the agreement, it does say like you can cancel within 30 days of your next bill date. So I'm wondering like, should I just take that off? And like,
Yes. Absolutely should take that off. 100%.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So that's what it is. Okay. Because I did take it off, but then I had a couple clients on the call say like, hey, can I just cancel within the month? And then I get scared on the call because I'm like, yeah, sure, because I want the money. I want the money. I'm like, yeah.
So it's like, so 2 things. One, it's like you have to, if you're gonna set the container for 8 months, you have to stand behind that statement. Like, because it's kind of like, it's kind of like, like, I'll give you an example. If I'm like drawing a boundary with my kid, I'm raising my kid, I'm like, don't draw on the wall. And then he like goes to the wall with a marker and he just like fucking draws on it and looks at me. And if I don't do anything, then, he's gonna be like, well, I can draw on the wall now. So it's like, if I'm gonna say my program is 8 months and they're like, well, can I cancel at any time? You're like, unfortunately, you can't. And the reason you can't is like, if you're looking for a quick fix, I'm not the best coach for you. I can refer you to some other coaches that are cheaper, that might sell you cheaper programs and promise quick fix results, but like, I'm not interested in that. Like, I want to change your life. So are you interested in changing your life? Or are you more interested in a quick fix?
Fair. Yeah.
Like, I'm going to stand on that. So,
Okay.
like, and I would rather turn a client away on the front than get them in and then have them refund in the back. Like, I would rather do that. I get the mindset though, because we used to do that with the Change Lives Academy. Like with the CLA, like I used to want to get the client in at whatever expense because I'm like, once they get in, they're going to see the value, blah, blah, blah. But like,
yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking too.
If I have to like twist their fucking arm to give me like an investment on the phone, like that is the biggest pain in the ass client. So like if I'm overcoming the objection, and I get to the place where like, they're like, oh, can I cancel at any time? I'm just like, no. And they're like, why? And I'm like, because like, that's not me. Like, this is McDonald's. This is like a high quality, high class service. And if you're looking for a high quality, high class service, I'm your guy. But if you're looking for a cheaper, more affordable option that you can cancel at any time, you can go download a fitness app or use ChatGPT.
Okay, fair.
No.
Okay. Yeah. Also,
stand on that statement.
Yeah, I also want to say that I've been listening to your podcast every morning and it's been very motivating because there was one thing you said book 1 call a day is like the goal, right? And so I've been sticking to that, like a 1 call a day rule. But lately I'm struggling. Like since January, I've been booking a call every single day at least. But I've been struggling with the DMs because I guess I'm getting discouraged. Like I'm just like, kind of getting tired of like, I also like wake up and I feel like I'm answering to DMs. I like go to the bathroom, I'm answering to DMs. Basically walk into the street, down the street, I'm answering DMs. I feel like I'm constantly answering DMs and it's getting really hard. And just like, I guess I need like a mindset shift.
How many clients do you have?
32.
Yeah, you're like a hop, skip, and a jump away from the Million Dollar Mastermind because you don't need to answer your DMs all day. You need a VA.
Okay, so at what point do you feel like I should? I'm behind on income this month so far, so I'm behind like 3,000.
Yeah. So here's what I think, Kathy. So I think that the goal is still one call a day. I think that you need to be more because your Instagram's growing by 300 to 400 followers a day. So the good news is that you have consistent new lead flow coming in. I would only be doing hard CTAs on your Instagram if I were you. Only hard. Because
Okay.
especially in your stories, because with lead flow like you have, Kathy, you have to determine like who's actually interested and who's not. And when you have a VA, that's easy because your VA can be in all of those conversations. But when you don't have a VA, it's hard because you're like, you get 100 messages a day. You have to sift through who's serious and who's not. And that takes a couple questions. And like, that doesn't seem like a big deal, but like, let's say that your DM script has 10 questions, 100 times, let's 100 times 10 questions. That's 1,000 messages you have to send per day to figure out who's not. Versus like if you only do hard CTAs on your stories, and let's say you get 50 people vote on your polls or 25 people vote on your polls, out of those 25 people, you know that those people are somewhat interested in coaching. That's why they hit that reply. So now you're in 25 conversations versus 1,000 conversations. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense because I was doing a hard one in the beginning of the week and then a soft one midweek, and the soft one is getting like 400 poll votes, and I'm like answering all of them, and then it gets overwhelming, and I'm like,
so
half of these people aren't even serious.
So 400 times 10 is 4,000 messages to sift through and find, the call that you're looking for.
Well, yeah, and some of them don't even answer, right? So I'm like sending messages and then they don't answer.
I would rather you do like, so I'm assuming on your hard CTAs, you probably get 20 to 50 people vote.
Yeah, like 70.
Yeah, exactly. I would rather you do 70.
But half of those people voted like a week before and they're not even serious. I'm having to be like, hey, I messaged you already.
Right. I'd rather do that than sift through 400.
Yeah. Oh, my other question was like, do you think I should do instead of poll votes, like just comment the word, transform or comment the word for coaching?
Test that. Like you could do one CTA, Kathy. You could do a voting poll, and then the other one you do a directed DM.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Because then that'll sift through like people that are serious or not, right?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, one more thing. Wait. Okay, so Zoom calls for sales calls or phone calls, what do you suggest?
I don't like doing Zoom calls because I don't like the added resistance of sending a Zoom link and having them download it. So I personally do sales calls. And I'm going to say because I have clients in the Million Dollar Mastermind where all they do is Zoom calls and they have the highest close rate. So I think there's pros and cons. How's your show up rate for your Zoom calls?
I mean, it's pretty good. Like, okay, so for 32 calls that I booked in February, 27 showed up.
Yeah, so your show rate's really good. So I wouldn't change anything.
Okay.
Your show rate 30. The only reason I would do phone calls over Zoom is because I don't want the show rate to go down. Your show rate's 84%. So you will close at a higher percentage on Zoom, 100%. It's just the reason I don't recommend it in the program is because it's a bigger pain in the ass to get your prospects to download Zoom and blah, blah, blah. So that's why I don't.
Yeah, it's like, it is a friction sometimes because they're sometimes in another country. Like last week, I got on a call with a girl from Germany and it was just like the audio was lagging.
Yeah, but again, your show rate's 84%. So if you can get 84% show rate with Zoom calls, I would keep doing Zoom.
Yeah, and then my close rate is like 45, 50.
Yeah.
So
if you do calls, it'll probably go down to like 35, 40.
Okay. So you suggest like getting better at the Zoom and then moving to like a phone call?
That would be useful. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I've seen Brandon do it. He does all like phone call, but he's also really good at sales.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. Okay, that was it. Thank you so much.
Kathy, thanks for being my client. I appreciate you. Congrats on
Thank you. I'll see you in April.
Yeah, I'll see you in April. Bye.
Yeah. Bye.
Kettlebell King.
What's up, player?
What's up, G? How you doing?
Good. All good. Some wins. My 14-day kettlebell challenge is popping, and I finally got my shit together. I've been batching content every Sunday. I got like 17 reels ready to go, ready to post. So finally getting that shit together. My question is, I'm a little unsure of what to pitch. So ever since I started, I've always been pitching either the paid in full 4 months or the monthly, with the 4 months being discounted. Now, at the beginning of this year, I was like, fuck everything. I just want to build my reoccurring up. So what I did was same pitch, but without the discount on the PIF. So like
Yep.
most people did the monthly. I got some, a little more no's like that, but it felt like I was like white knuckling through the sales. I'm like, it's like, fuck it. And then it also felt like I was almost playing like defense. So I'm like, man, it just didn't feel so good. So I'm like, okay, I need to switch it up to offer the PIF. But now I don't know if I should offer either the 4-month PIF and the 12-month PIF. And if that doesn't work with that, if they want to do the monthly, would the monthly be like without a discount? Like would the PIF be with a discount or without a discount?
So the resistance was that you're pitching the monthly and the paid in full, and then sorry, can you repeat the question? I'm just sorry, I
So
missed.
right now, what I want to go is I want to pitch the PIF of the 4 months and the PIF of the 12 months.
Yeah.
With the 12-month being a big discount, $100 discount per month. And then what I'm thinking is if they tell me like, oh, I can't do it and they want to do a monthly option, would that be the same PIF broken down into the months or like it should be a little bit higher for the monthly?
It would definitely be higher for the monthly, 100%. Can I ask why you're changing from 4 week to 12 month? Is that kind of what or 4 months to 12 months?
Yeah, well, I'm not really changing, but I just want to offer that as well, especially if the client needs it.
Yeah, if it's going to be the monthly option, it has to be a higher dollar amount. And the reason it has to be a higher dollar amount is there has to be an incentive to do the paid in full. Now, what you can do, Kettlebell King, is you can decide if they want to do the PIF, but they can't afford it, you could do half PIF. So half now and half in 30 days, or half now and half in 60 days. Then you can still get the paid in full money. But yes, if they do the monthly, it has to be a higher dollar amount.
Yeah, because I also wanna lean towards getting people more long term.
Yeah.
Like so I do want to push for those 12 months especially if they need it.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, and then second question is about trial reels. So, I heard you talk about trial reels. So I have a reel that I made that is a fucking banger. I actually want to share with you because it might be the best thing you see today. So I'm thinking about doing the trial reels and then different hooks. My question is, do you post them both like back to back, trial reel here, trial here with hook B? And then when you post the trial reels, do you click off so that if it does good, it automatically posts it on your feed? And then if both of them do good, would both be posted on my feed?
Yeah, so exactly. So yes, you can post it. You can post them both back to back. I don't know what the spacing with trial reels because it's still a new thing. But the answer is if they both do good, you can post them both to your feed. Yes, that's the answer.
Okay.
You want to show it to me?
I'm gonna drop the link, see if you could take a look at it.
Okay, one sec.
Which one of you little weirdos decided that the L in salmon is silent? We're making potato chicken burgers. Pay attention. Get a bowl. 1 pound of ground chicken in the bowl. Don't be boring and season your shit. Salt, pepper, complete seasoning. You motherfuckers don't know about this. That lies. 2 eggs. Shut up. Breadcrumbs. Mix it. Make 4 patties. In the air fryer. Parkour. Peel a fat ass sweet potato. Slice it nice and thick. Fry the taters, pepper, pan fry the potatoes. At the patty, Gouda, tomato, arugula. Top it off. Let's try it. Oh, it's good. Here are the macros. Enjoy and follow for more.
I want you to try a hook that is you eating the burger to start.
Yeah, so right after the salmon thing,
Yeah.
it's me saying we're making burgers. So I was thinking of posting it, the whole thing that you should watch, and then the next one cutting the first part.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. All right, we'll give that a try. We'll see how that does.
Looking good. Parkour.
Parkour. All right, man. Thank you.
Love you, bro. Talk soon. Peace. Team Z, what up?
Yo, what's up, Brian?
How you doing,
A
brother?
couple. I'm good, dude. Best thing of my life. Love that thing.
Love that.
Adopted that very frequently, man. So wins. Just finished boosting a reel. Got about 41,000 views. Hey, also really good. 4 cents per click.
Nice.
That kind of leads into my question. Like, what is the strategy behind like boosting reels? I know it's like to get leads, get more people into our ecosystem. I got success off this reel. Do I just keep boosting this one? Do I switch to like another reel that's been successful, still similar? I guess what's your take on that?
Do you know what your cost per follower is?
So 88, $70. So just a little under $1.
Yeah, if you're under $1 per follower, that's something you double down with. Now, the strategy behind the reason you want to do boosted content, bro, is because every single one of those people that comes to your page, yes, you can start a conversation with them immediately and they might become a buyer, but also now they're in your ecosystem and they're going to be able to see all your other offers. And so for, if it's under $1 per follower, that means you spend $1,000, you get 1,000 followers. Out of 1,000 followers, you're going to be able to book at least 10 sales calls. If you book 10 sales calls, 6 of them show up and you close 3 of them and your offer is $1,000, you spend 1,000, you make back 3,000. You do that game over and over and over again, all of a sudden your business is bigger than you ever imagined it would be. Not to mention you're also building a following. So like I'm a huge fan of boosted content.
Okay, nice. No, that's super sweet. And so I guess transitioning with content, what's your strategy in terms of like doing content? You know, I do ChatGPT scripting. I'm totally good, but like what's the mix between like stuff that's like viral, hitting it, versus like talking heads? You know, like what's the split here? Even it's like value proof connection, all that stuff. But I guess how do you plan out your scripting a little bit more effective?
So what I do, bro, is I'm always like I'll write a bunch of scripts and then everything I do is based on the view count. So I look at all my content that's performing well, and then I will see the content that's performing well. And my future content strategy is 100% predicated on what is already doing well on my page. And so on my page right now, a lot of the stuff that's doing well is like Instagram setting stuff. So like I've been doing a lot of stuff that's like never, ever, ever have these Instagram settings, shit like that. So like because of that, when I'm doing content research, I'm doing content research on the best Instagram settings that you can have on. The Instagram settings you need to turn off, some of that kind of stuff. So yes, write your content, and your content strategy is always predicated on the content that's performing well on your page. I'll give you an example. So like for me, this type of content used to fucking crush, where I was like the highly edited kind of shit. It used to crush. Now that content is the lowest performing content on my page consistently across the board. So like I'm just not doing it anymore because it's just not worth it. So all the videos that I have banked of these videos, I'm just not posting them. I'd like this type of content where I'm just talking to the camera and it's more organic is doing way better than this stuff. And this stuff takes me fucking 60 minutes. This stuff takes my editor like 6 hours. So the content that you post, like have ideas for what you're posting. And then the content that you do in the future is 100% predicated on the content that you've already posted and the content that's performing well. So I'm always about like, do some research, figure out what's viral. Once you figure out what's viral, design your own content strategy, post that stuff. Once you post that stuff, analyze your own content, see what performs well, double down on that. Do some research, figure out what's viral, add some of the viral stuff into your strategy, post all that stuff, analyze that content, figure out what's doing well, double down on that. Do some research, figure out what's going viral, post that stuff, analyze your own content, figure out what's your content's best performers, add some of that stuff into your content strategy, repeat. Do some research. That's the entire thing that I do. So it's like you're constantly researching, scripting, posting, analyzing your own posts, doubling down on what worked, researching, scripting, posting. And if you keep doing that, like eventually you're going to have a big Instagram account.
Okay, love it. How long did it take you to do like that? The one that's completely organic, just you on your phone. Like, do you script for that, or you plan out? Like,
I've been doing content for a while. I would say like that video took me 10 minutes to film because like what I do is I just do a straight shot and then I'll decide what I want to say and then I'll do a straight shot. If it doesn't sound good, I'll do it again. And I'm like, never, ever, ever. And then I'm like, I don't like that. I'm like, never, ever. So I'll do it until I get it right. And then I'll move on to the next line. That stuff's more organic. And then the stuff that you see that's like on my page where it's like highly edited, like most of this stuff is scripted.
Okay.
Yeah, this stuff's scripted. This is more organic.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, Ryan. Appreciate it.
You're welcome, bro. Talk soon. Congrats on all your recent success. Let's go. Daniel, what's up?
How you going, mate?
Best day of my life, brother. How are you?
Good, mate. Good. I had 8 signups this month so far already. So
nice.
Yeah, definitely biggest month. On that is my question is I moved to Europe in 4 days.
Nice.
So this week, and we're going for like 2 years, so it's a crazy big move. This week has been, because everything's been popping how it has, I found myself slowing down. So I didn't want to DM people because if I booked the calls, it was, I don't have time between moving the house, moving all the furniture and everything. I didn't want to, because my close rate has been pretty good on the call. It's been like, I don't know, 70%. So my fucking thing was, if I book these calls and I get these people to sign up, which they have been because the content's been good, I'm not going to be able to service them in time because between the move, when I moved to Europe, I'm not going to have internet for the first 3 days. I've already known that because they're trying to hook it up. The travel time between it and all that. So is there a time to not slow it down, but it's like, fuck, I'm fighting that now. It's like, do I slow it down and just service the people I've got for the next week and then pick it back up as soon as I get there? Or do I hit these DMs and my worry is if I hit the DMs, they're going to fizzle out if I don't book a call. Do you know what I mean?
So here's what I would do is like, what's the last possible day you'll be able to sign clients and then fulfill their programs before they leave? Like, what's the last day?
It's pretty much today.
Okay.
Because now it's goes. Yeah.
So any clients that you sign from today moving forward, when are you going to have internet and officially move in? Will it be like April 1st?
Yeah. It'll be, about that.
So any clients that you sign moving forward from today, their start date is April 5th.
Okay.
So you just keep fucking doing your thing. And when you're on the phone, you're like, perfect, blah, blah, blah. How does everything sound? Sounds good. Perfect. All right. So it's going to be $997 for a 12-week program or $350 a month. Which one works best for you? Like $350 a month. They're like, okay, great. Blah, blah, blah. Let's get you started. Da, 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 da. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to send over your questionnaire. I've also got like a 2-week get started guide for you. The reason for that is that program is going to take off officially on April 5th. In the meantime, I'm going to give you a 2-week guide that you can follow along with while you are, waiting for your program to actually start. This guide is going to tell you how much water you need to be drinking. It's going to tell you what food scale you need to buy, what Tupperware containers you need to buy, going out and buying a weight scale. I'm also going to get you posting in the group so that I can make sure that you're actually following along and starting to do some walks. And if you have any questions in the next couple of weeks, you're more than welcome to shoot me a message, but your start date is April 5th. You have any questions? Perfect. So I'm going to send you a questionnaire right now. Even though your start date is April 5th, I want you to get that back to me within the next 24 hours. That way I can start looking at your information. Then when I start building your program, we'll be able to go off to the races.
Dude, so simple.
Son?
Oh, man. Thank you.
We don't slow down. We just move the dates.
Oh, man. All right. Legend. Thanks, man. One other quick one. Because I'm in Europe and I target the Australian market now currently because I'm an Aussie, let's be frank. If I try and, because I've got the VPN to hit the Aussie market, if I split the VPN and go one day, say Europe in a post, does that fuck the algorithm or anything?
100% it will. Yes.
Yeah, cool. So just keep hitting Australia. That's it.
Yeah, it's algorithm. Oh, this is the thing when you move. Are you currently using a VPN for Australia?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, then don't change a thing. Never mind. Fuck what I was about to say.
Yeah, so don't turn the VPN off to try and post something while I'm in Europe so it hits that. No, just do Australia.
Because if you do that, it's gonna fuck with your view count. It's gonna fuck with your view count. I would not do it. I would repeat successful actions.
Done.
Yep.
Thank you.
Easy, bro. Fucking congratulations on your move. I know that when you signed up, that was a big thing that you were looking towards. So proud of you.
Thank you, mate. Pleasure.
You're welcome, bro. Talk soon.
Yeah.
Peace. Jackie Reese, what's up?
Hello, how are you?
Amazing. How are you?
I'm wonderful, thank you. So my question is, I have a couple if that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. So in April, I have my birthday month and my business birthday month. So I'm wondering what I should do for that month. I also haven't done a challenge since, I don't know the exact date, but it's been at least 6 weeks. So I'm just wondering, and challenges do best for me to get clients. Like I don't get a lot of people off my CTAs. Challenges are usually my go-to. So I'm wondering what you think I should do, like giveaway, that kind of thing for my birthday.
Birthday business, do a challenge because you know it's going to crush. And then birthday for you, I would do a giveaway because a giveaway would get a lot of people entering just to wish you happy birthday. And the keyword to enter would be just comment happy B-Day and you're automatically entered to win.
Okay. So for my birthday, do the giveaway. And then
business
for
birthday,
my birthday,
do the challenge.
Okay. And then it's the same month. So just I don't really know my exact birthday for the business. We're just going to make it 4/1 because my personal is 4/15. So that gives me time to space it.
Yep. That's more than enough time.
Okay. Yeah. I feel like I'm ready to do both because I've been traveling and then I come back Friday. So that I'm ready. I've been doing pretty good at keeping up with the things, but I'm ready to actually get even more intentional. So, okay, cool. My next question is, I had this weird sales objection today that I'm curious how you suggest overcoming it. Okay. So I met her at a retreat and then she brought her husband to the call. I don't work with men, but I was like, fuck it, I can work with men. I do have a male client. If they reach out and they're not creepy, I'll coach them. So anyways, he comes to the call and I'm like, okay, well, obviously it's a husband, whatever, it's fine. So, but he wasn't interested. So we booked a follow-up call. So I met with her today and then she just got back from her trip, blah, blah, blah. So she was exhausted. She got in at 1 a.m. And so I'm ready to close her. This is the follow-up call. And then she's like, okay, well, can you email that over to me? Now, when we first met, it's been a couple weeks since we talked too. So I had to repitch her, go over the program again. Then she's like, okay, can you email that again? And then we can connect on 4/2. And I'm like, 4/2. So I'm like, I don't know. And then her main objection was commitment. She's like, does it have to be 6 months? I'd prefer to do month to month. And I told her, I like to work with people that are committed. I'll do 3 months and make an exception for you just because I like you and I do want to help you. Anyways, I'm rambling. So how would you overcome that?
So first things first is I would challenge the objection, the commitment objection, because I'd be like, well, based off the fact that you struggle with commitment, it sounds to me like you're putting this off. So like, that's the first thing I would have said. Second thing I would have said is like if she wanted an email with a summary, like, okay, I'm willing to do an email with a summary, but I'm just letting you know, like I do minimum 6 month commitments. I honestly, if that, so first thing I would have done is challenge the objection. I would have challenged her on the fact that she wants to commit at a later date because that by itself represents commitment issues. Then I would have said, if this is the case with this commitment, do you find yourself struggling to commit with other things as well? Then she'd say
Okay.
yes. And then I'd say, like, do you feel like that's part of the reason why we're stuck and we haven't been able to move forward? And then she'd say yes. And then I'd probably say, I'll tell you what, like, why don't we do this? Let's try the program out for 30 days. We'll get you into the program. We'll get you getting results. We'll, get you like into momentum. And if after 30 days you're not 100% satisfied, we can have a conversation about what that would look like. But I guarantee you, once you get in, you're going to be winning. That's my first instinct. And also, like, we had this conversation earlier on Podchats. If I'm having that talk with that girl and she seems super non-committed, like, I'm gonna
I
lean
don't want to work with you. I
yeah,
don't
I'm
want to
gonna lean
work
out.
with you.
So I would just say, okay, I can send you an email summary, but I'm just letting you know that we do minimum 6 month packages. And unfortunately, like that's the minimum I'd be willing to go. And I would want to pay them full, but just based off of the fact it sounded like you're interested in a monthly commitment, which is not something that we do. So paid in full option would be the only option that I would do. And
Yeah, that's why I was like, I'll do 3 just because
yeah.
like I met her in person and I do like her, but I like no, I'm not even like 3 months doesn't do well. I like 6. Like I mean, I prefer a year. Like I want
Mhm.
people that are fucking committed. Okay,
Mhm.
that's
Mhm.
super helpful. And then if you were to do the 30 days, what would you do from there? Like what would that look like? Would that still be like a commitment? And then what if she's like, okay, I don't want to do it?
So like in that, if the only time I'm willing to do that is if it's a prospect that I actually think I can help and that we are vibing on the call. And it would just be the 30 days in the program and I would serve them. But like, I'll be honest, like out of 10 situations that I could do that, I barely do it in one anymore because I've had people
Yeah.
like I had somebody do that with the Millionaire Mastermind who was like really interested in working with me, listened to all my podcasts, saw the client results, wanted to try it out. He heard the investment, 25K for the year. He's like, it's too much. Can I do like a month and see how it does? So I'm like, sure. So he joined for a month. I increased his income by $10,000. And he's like, yeah, I'm just going to take the stuff that I learned and fucking do it on my own.
Right. Yeah. And it's
Yeah.
so much work for you on the front end. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not worth it. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't really play that game. So I would have challenged the commitment on the spot. And if she was still sticking strong with the fact that she's like non-committal, then it's just not the type of person I want to work with.
And yeah, those are the
Yeah.
worst clients. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. And then last question, I swear. I'm not really getting people responding to my CTAs. So I don't know if it's the way I'm designing the CTAs. Like I'm doing what's working in the past and it's not working anymore. I am getting some inbound, so that's good, like whether it's a referral or people that are watching my stuff. So I don't know if it's like value or where I'm like what the gap is.
Yeah. So how are you doing your CTAs now versus how you used to do them? Like, what's the difference?
Usually I do a before and after, and then I'll say, want results like this without restrictive dieting and spending hours in the gym, DM me this. That's
Yeah.
typically the one that has been the best. Sometimes I'll do it softer. And then the case study. Those are the 2 that really have worked in the past for me. I haven't done a case study in a little bit.
Let's try doing storytelling. So I want you to show your before, your after, explain where you were at, do it like 1 or 2 story sequences of like what your transformation looked like, and then vote here if you want or if you're interested in getting a transformation like that.
Okay.
Try storytelling. If people aren't responding to your CTAs, it's likely that they've gotten used to your message. And if they've gotten used to your message, you need to change it up.
I agree. Okay. Because it used to really pop. Okay. So it actually described the emotional experience before and after. Okay.
Correct.
And then with the poll, the only like my main thing is Facebook. And a lot of them are like following me and we're not friends. Like I'll try to add them, but sometimes then I just go into like the abyss with the messaging. So do you think I should try the poll? Because I don't usually. I usually do the DM keyword.
I would try the poll because if the DM keyword isn't working, then why not try
Fuck
something?
it. Okay. Okay. Perfect. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
You too.
Bye. Ragnar, what's up?
What's up, brother?
How you doing?
Dude, I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing?
Best day of my life.
Stupid question. I already knew. So wins last week. Remember we were in the slump the week before.
Yes, sir.
Did like you said, we booked 3 calls, sold 2 of them, and the third one I think is a go too. He had to reschedule. He got called into work, but he like sent me a video and explained it and rescheduled. So that one still looks good too. So
yes.
Awesome week last week.
Hell yes,
Yeah.
I love that.
All right, man. So my question is content related. I feel like I'm getting it dialed in. Do you mind looking at like the the most recent like 2 or 3 reels and just giving me some feedback, man.
Yep, I sure can.
I've mixed in some different shit. I was doing just like straight value and like social proof, but I've mixed in some right here. Yep.
Your success is literally killing you. Let me guess. You're crushing it
right there.
Music's too loud. It's like hard for me to focus. So like on these ones, it's all right. But like these ones, the music's way too
Your
loud.
success is literally killing you. Let me guess.
I also think that when you're doing these style of videos, Ragnar, I want you to be moving around with the camera. So like, I don't.
Your success.
So like, I'd rather you standing up talking to the camera for one line, and then move the camera to a different place, different line, move the camera to a different place, different line, and like every 1.5 to 3 seconds, you want to have a different scene, even if it's you just like changing your angle of your chair, or like, you know what I mean? Like, give me a different feel. Because if I don't get a different feel, I'm gonna get bored. I'm gonna scroll.
Is literally killing you. Let me guess. You're crushing it in your
But even the let me guess, take that out. It's a irrelevant
business, but you're failing at your health. Well, making a bunch of money doesn't make you immune to being fat, weak, and tired. I know you're busy. I know you're tired. I know you don't know where to start. I know you're a man and you don't like asking for help. I get it. You've built a career, a family, a life. But here's the truth. Your family relies on your health and vigor. And right now, you're fucking gambling with it. You invest in your success everywhere else. Maybe it's time to invest in your health. You spend thousands on business, network.
So like you're saying the same thing multiple times. You invest in your health, and then you say. So like when you're looking at your script, this is where I want you to like condense shit. So like look at your whole script and then ask yourself, where have I said the same thing twice? And then as soon as you realize where you say the same thing twice, take out one of those things and then film.
I know I've been too verbose with it. Like I've always had that problem of keeping them short.
So here's what I do, Ragnar. Sometimes I'll film the whole thing, and after I film the whole thing, I realize that I say the same thing twice. You can fix that in the editing process.
Okay, just chop it right out.
Yeah, once you film it, like I chop like probably half of the video that I usually film, because I'm like, don't need to say that, don't need to say that, don't need to say that, don't need to say that. And now you take a 45-second video, condense it down into a 24-second video, and the views go way higher because it's shorter.
Perfect. And so that one right there specifically didn't do really good compared to, I mean, I don't do really good compared to like a lot of people anyways, but like my average views. But I did that was a hard CTA at the end of that. And I did get a single keyword and a call booked from that one. So the right people were watching that all the way through. And it was like a hit me up for coaching CTA. I don't usually do those, but I just did it for shits and giggles because I'm doing twice a day now. So I was like, let's just see what happens. And I got one comment of that keyword and booked a call off of it. So
cool. Love that.
Cool. All right, man, that's super helpful. I'll shorten it up. I'll be a little less verbose and trim some of that down. That helps a ton, man.
I appreciate you.
All right, brother.
Bye, bro. Have an amazing
day. I appreciate you. You as well, dog.
Talk soon, bro. Peace. Johan, what up?
What's going on, Brian? How are you?
Best day of my life, brother. How you doing?
That's it. Best day of my life too, man. Hey, just my wins. I just wanted to say thanks for all the trainings in the 10K Mastermind. I've just been a mad student the last couple of days, or pretty much this whole week. Got 3 books here of just notes everywhere, and I've just been reading and absorbing everything like a sponge. And even just being on these calls, man, like everyone's questions are not even directly related to me, but I take note and then it comes up and then it helps me. So it's pretty cool. So thanks for all of that. Cool. So my question is, with my clients, I got a couple of inbound leads and get to sending the booking link to, get the guys on the call, and then they don't end up booking the call. Reason being is because these guys, they're like on a mine site for 2-3 weeks sometimes, and they just obviously don't do it. I follow up. So my question is, if that's like the case and they're super hot and they want to get started, can I just sell them in the DMs? Like, is that something I can do?
So the answer is yes. My only question, so like when you go to book that call, what's the reason they're not booking? Like, give me an example.
All right, so it's like on a remote site, like in the middle of the desert, and like their day starts at 4 in the morning, and then they finish their day at like 7 p.m. at night. So the last thing they want to do is like get on the phone and chat, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I was just wondering, if I can just do it because they're obviously on their phone scrolling, laying in bed. Like, so
Yep.
I used to do the same shit. Yeah.
Yep.
So,
So in those instances, if they're like, I don't have time for a call or whatever, you could literally be like, I'll tell you what, bro, like if you wanted, I could just send you the program details or over chat if you're up for that. Now,
okay.
the only downside of that is like, let's say you're converting at 50% of your sales calls, Johan, you'll probably convert 30% on sell by chat. And the reason for that is if somebody has an objection, it's a lot easier for somebody to just fucking ghost you and not say a thing. You know what I mean? Whereas like if
Yeah.
somebody's like you say the price, it's a lot easier for them to be like, yeah, no, and then they just never answer you again. Whereas like if you're on a
Yeah.
sales
Good.
call,
Yeah.
right? Like you can literally overcome it on the spot. So here's how you would do that. If they're like, yeah, you know, like I'm busy, blah blah blah. You're like, why don't I just send you the program details over chat? They're like, yep, sounds good. Voice notes.
Voice notes.
So you're
Copy.
gonna do the
Yeah.
same fucking thing that you do on sales call, but you're gonna do it on voice notes. So I'll give you an example. All right, Johan. So based on our conversation, you told me that you need to lose to about 25 pounds, which is super realistic and attainable. It's going to take you about 6 months to do that because I want to do it in a sustainable approach that actually help you hit your fitness goals. I also noticed that you said that you struggle specifically with, you know, not knowing what to eat and not knowing how many days a week to train. So that's definitely something we're going to focus on in the program. So send. The way that my coaching program works essentially is I do customize everything. So I do customize meal plan, training plan, and accountability. I'm going to check in with you every single week to make sure that we're losing weight or making progress. Your training plan is going to be updated every 4 weeks. And also, if you ever have any questions, you're able to answer me, like you're able to ask me and I'll answer within 24 hours. Does everything I'm saying making sense? And they're like, yep, makes sense. I'm like, cool, perfect. Do you have any questions about how the program works or like, you know, how we're, you know, how everything is all set up? Like, nope. You're like, okay, great. So typically speaking, when I work with clients, I prefer to do about 6 months in duration. The reason for that is if we work together for 6 months, I'll be able to guarantee that you lose 20 pounds. So there's two different options to enroll. Option number one would be 597 for 16 weeks or 597 a month. Option number two is 2,500 for 6 months. Which of those two options works best for you?
Okay. Cool. Yeah. I'll try to write all that down real quick, but I'll come back to
We got it
this.
on a podcast too. Another thing I would do, bro, is I might like after I'm like, is everything about the program I'm sounding making sense? They say yes. I might
Yeah.
send client
Yeah.
transformation after they agree. But like these are the type of results you can expect if you're coachable, then I'll pitch.
Yeah, see, I did that to one guy because he was like super hot, just couldn't get him on the phone, and then I sent him a transformation. It was exactly what he wanted, and he was like, "Yeah, cool, man." And then yeah, he was just didn't hear from him for 3 weeks, and then he responded and said, "Hey, man, sorry, been away for 3 weeks," and then it's just been too long, and I was like, "Fuck, what do I do now?" So, all right, cool, amazing, love that.
Cool.
One more thing, thank
Yes,
you.
sir.
Just with the deposits, right? So on Stripe, like when you go for the deposit on the call, is that it's obviously a Stripe link as well? Is that
Yes.
right?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So say you do that and then they pay the $50 deposit or whatever. Then when they do go and sign up, how do you like your first month if they're on a monthly and you say the program is 350 a month, how do you make that first month on Stripe for 300 and then the remaining ones for 350 again? Is
So
that like can you do
what
that?
you'll have to, you can't do that. What you'll have to do is
Yeah,
you have to get them on the phone and you have to manually enter their card details. So grab their credit
right,
card details manually, write them down in your notes,
right.
and then be like, cool, what's
Yeah.
the card that you want to put on file? They'll tell you. Then you'll have to manually create a charge for $300 for the first month, save their card details. Then the next month, you're going to have to set up a subscription using the card details that they gave you.
Oh, so you just okay, so you do all that yourself.
Yeah. And the only way you do that
Okay.
is if you have their card details on file.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Sweet. Thank you, man. Because yeah, I've been wondering about that for months. Thanks.
Simple solutions. I got you, bro.
All right. Thank you,
Okay.
man. Thanks for your help.
You're welcome, Johan.
See
Talk soon,
ya.
bro. Peace out. Hacktan, what's up?
Everything is going great and the best day of your life. I'm not going to make you repeat it again. Okay, so the wins is I tried something on Sunday to book calls. For Monday, I booked 10 calls.
Nice.
Go rates and intents were not the best, but 10 calls is a new PB, and I hit a target for myself for 2 sales a day, and I'm hitting it for the last 4 days. So this is the win. And my question is, I feel a little bit blind in the business when I achieve something. I can't celebrate it because compared to my marketing power, I'm still hugely underachieving and I don't have a clue if I'm doing all right or not. If you were me, how would you approach it? And I'm fine if you say I'm doing a shit job, so you can open fire.
So what you're specifically speaking about is like obviously I know that you and Naja have very great marketing skills. So you're wondering how to measure your success in business versus marketing skills, correct?
It's like we have good marketing, but probably our conversion is shit, retention is shit, everything is shit, but that marketing power is covering all the shit. So I'm blind. I don't know what's wrong if like yeah, that's the
Understood.
thing.
Yep, understood. My biggest piece of advice for you, Hack 10, is very easy to implement, very easy to execute, is you need to understand your numbers and then you need to measure your success against your own numbers. Because when you like, I'm assuming what you might be doing, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, is seeing somebody in the $1 million mastermind that has 100,000 followers that's making $100,000 a month. And you're like, what the fuck? Why are we not doing that? We have 500,000 followers. Right. So like that is something that we can do if we compare ourselves to other people. Here's what I recommend we do is identify how many calls have we booked per week for the last 4 weeks. Do you know that your call booking per week on average?
Yeah, I know I have all the
How much is
numbers.
it? Just off the top of your head.
Uh 15 to 20.
15 to 20. That's a good number. Out of those calls, what's your show up percentage?
It's around 75 to 80.
75 to 80 is a fucking great showing percentage. Out of those 75 to 80, how many of those people close?
70.
70%. Your numbers are fucking phenomenal. And I'll tell you what's good and what's shit. So I'll tell you how to improve this as well. But if your show rate is over 60%, you have a business that can scale. If your show rate's over 60%, but your close rate is under 35%, you need to improve your close rate. But if your show rate is over 60% and your close rate is over 35%, you've got a business that can scale. Which basically means what I'm telling you is that the only focus that you need to put your eyeballs on is getting yourself to a place where you're booking 15 to 20 calls a week. So if we start booking 15 to 20 calls a week, all of a sudden, if you keep the show rate at 70%, the closing rate at 70%, like in the next 6 months, bro, you're going to be hitting $25,000, $30,000 a month, $40,000 a month, $50,000 a month. So like that's the next problem that we solve. And so how do you measure your success? You measure your success on whether or not you're able to increase the amount of calls you're booking per week. That's the only metric that you measure. And if you focus on the metric that actually matters, because if your show rate was under 60%, the advice that I would give you is fix your fucking show rate. And then I would tell you how to do it, but you don't need to do that. If your closing rate was under 35%, I would say fix your closing rate. And then I would tell you how to do that. But you don't need to do any of those things. So these parts of the system are not broken. You also don't need to fix lead flow because Naja has 500,000 followers. So lead flow isn't a problem. Show rate isn't a problem. Close rate isn't a problem. The only problem that we focus on right now in the front end is booking more sales calls. So then you, as the business owner, need to spend 100% of your energy solving that problem is booking more sales calls. That's your primary and only objective. The way that you measure your success is based on whether or not the efforts that you're putting in are leading to more calls booked every week. So if you're able to get yourself from 10 to 15 calls a week to 20 to 25 calls a week, you know that you're improving as a business owner. You know that you're scaling. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So then here's how we solve the next problem. I'm all about solving the right problem in the right order. We got, I think, getting calls booked in the calendar and getting to 20 to 25 calls booked per week is an important thing. You and Naja are both working in the business, correct?
Yeah.
Is she the one that does fulfillment?
We do the filming together.
Okay.
I hold the camera and we have an editor.
Okay. But no, who does the client servicing?
Assistant coach mostly. We have Najat does 10 clients, high ticket,
Okay.
and 100 clients is on assistant coach.
Okay. I'm going to follow up that question. Who's responsible for the retention?
Najat and me both.
So that's the next problem we need to solve because you guys have two people. So I'm responsible for acquisition, which basically means if we're not getting clients, Brian Mark is fucking up. Cole is responsible for retention, which means if people are leaving the program, Cole's fucking up. Now, I still help Cole. Cole still helps me, but I'm the one that's responsible for the numbers on the front end. Cole's the one responsible for the numbers on the back end. So you and Naja need to sit down and have a discussion about like who's responsible for what numbers. I think because you're on this call and you're asking me about marketing and sales, that you have a hunger for sales. Otherwise, Naja would be asking me about sales, but you're asking me, which tells me that you like sales.
Yeah, in the business, I pull the most of the things like retention, marketing, sales. I pull most of the things.
So you can pull the fucking retention numbers, but then Naja should be the one that fixes it. Get it? Then you can focus on sales. She can focus on fixing the retention. So she's like, retention is 81%. Shit. Okay. Her job is to get the retention from 81% to 90%. Then she comes up with ideas for how to solve that problem. You guys work on those solutions together, but she's the one that thinks about it. Get it?
Yeah.
Gotta divide and conquer. Then there's two ways to go about this, right? Way number one, you're like, I'm the fucking boss. I do all this shit. And then you have to focus on fixing the sales call problem and you have to focus on fixing the retention problem. But that means it's going to take twice the amount of time. Or you guys divide and conquer. You focus on fixing the sales call problem. She focuses on fixing the retention problem. Your business moves twice as fast because each person is responsible for one thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. It leads to my second and last question. So when I booked 10 calls for Monday, I realized I burned out, and after 5 call, I was like, I need to eat, go to toilet, do stuff, and it was tough. Based on your experience, and you have a lot of salespeople and stuff, what is the optimal number that you've seen for your team and stuff, so I
You
can
mean
replicate it for myself?
you mean
How
in
many
terms
calls a day?
how many calls a day?
Yeah,
I book 15 calls a day from my Instagram.
for one person.
Oh, for one person. Understood.
Yeah,
I thought that how many calls am I booking?
yeah,
Uh,
it's for me.
one person's 8 to 10. 8 to 10.
Okay,
Yeah. That's like, but that's a full-time salesperson. So for
okay,
you, because you're also running the business, I would say 5 to 6 is probably a smarter move.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. I'll cap myself to 6
Yeah.
because since the weekend, because I started to perfect the AI DM setter pretty much. I don't have, like, right now, this limitation is how many calls I can take, and I'm going to cap myself to 6.
Okay. Done.
Okay. Cheers. Thanks.
Okay.
It
No
helped.
worries, bro. Talk soon. Tell Naja I say hi.
Will do.
Peace. Maximus.
What up, G? How you doing?
I'm doing amazing, bro. How's that beard coming along? It's fucking getting thick.
It's going, But so question, I was talking to Alex a little bit about this yesterday. So today is day 3 of the first 4-day challenge that I'm running. And I was asking him for a little bit of guidance because I wanted to try to book calls yesterday, but he said to hold off to today. And so I posted the CTA in the group, and as of right now, no one's responded. And he was like, yeah, no worries if that happens. Like, hit him in the DMs. But like, what is your like best way? Because the Facebook group is definitely not as popping as I'd like it to be. I've been trying to like text people, tell them to post. Only half of them did their intros, but the typical shit. But I'm just wondering more so, like how, like compared to the normal DM script. I know at some point you have to get into it, but to book these calls with people that checked off yes, like what is your like best segue to get into those conversations now that it's day 3, going into day 4, and like you know what I'm saying?
Did you try to book the calls with them before the challenge started?
The ones that dropped their number, yes.
Okay, perfect. So I would just be direct and shoot them a message and say like, "Hey Max!" Exclamation mark. How are you enjoying the challenge so far? And
Okay.
then I would probably ask 1 or 2 questions and be like, also, as a part of the challenge, you do get a free 30-minute fitness consult to talk about your number one struggle, your number one goal, and help you come up with a game plan for after the challenge. You up for that? Question mark. They say yes, we book the call. So like,
Okay.
I would say like 2 or 3 questions in the DMs. Like they're already in the challenge, so they're already interested.
Got you.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, that's what I was wondering then. Okay. And actually, hold on, before I ask this next question, I need to just look myself before I just sound like a dumbass. Could you, nah, fuck it. I'll wait till next week. I was gonna ask you to look at a reel, see if I'm fucking rapping yet, but I haven't posted enough of those. So don't look. Fuck, there's one other question I had. Nah, fuck it, whatever. I'll
Are you
figure it
sure?
out.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Or was it about content, sales, DMs? What was it?
I guess, yeah, I don't know. DMs is like the opener. It's like, because I've been trying to switch the opener because now I'm doing the KPI tracking like Patty Lifts did, like tracking the each like different segment of the DM conversation. And for sure, my biggest bottleneck right now is between like so typically it goes for me like opener, I figure out how much they're trying to lose, and then I ask if I can ask for the questions. So it's like sometimes I get the goal and then they leave me on red when I ask, do you mind if I ask questions? But then it's like, I would say the biggest bottleneck is going to be the opener. So I feel like this just fucking goes back to my questions every week about my language and my content.
So out of curiosity, so again, this is why this is all about testing. What if you test not asking, mind if I ask a couple questions, see if I can help?
So actually, I was ripping through that for a while, and what I'm noticing now to what I was noticing then, I'm not noticing a huge difference. Like I didn't see more success with not asking. So I was even thinking about going back to that and just jumping over that question. But then, like, forgot one of the other coaches was like, "Oh, you should be asking this question." Like, obviously, I know don't fix what's not broken, but they're like, ask this question so you're not like so fucking invasive, like just bombarding kind of thing.
Yes. So I'm on the opinion of both sides. Like, so for me, I follow the 80-20 rule, Max. So 80% of the time I do a certain thing and I break the rule for 20% of the time. So like you might be at 20% of the time where we can test it out. So for me, if the numbers are saying that they're dropping off at the question, it's worth considering testing it out. That's my
Got
thing.
you.
Second thing is
Okay.
like if the opener that you're currently using isn't working, then try a different opener. Hey Max, thanks for the follow. What made you decide to hit the follow button? Let's try
That
that.
one's burnt. I tried that one for a week. That one didn't. So that's what I've been doing. I've been going testing a week because I send about 50 to 60 DMs to new followers a day because I have a boosted post and I'm like fucking super far behind. So it's like I always have people to message. So I've tried it's always some iteration of like, hey name, thanks for the follow. Then like the next one is like what brought you to my page? That one didn't work. Are you here enjoying the content or working on your fitness? That one hasn't worked.
When you say it doesn't work, what's the response rate?
Less than it's between like 10 to 15%.
Yeah, that doesn't work. Try, hey name, thanks for the follow. Hope you have a great day.
Oh, just really open-ended?
Yep.
Okay.
Get it over 20%.
Get over 20%. Okay. Yeah, that's one thing that I've never tried is like the open-ended ones like that.
Yeah, this is the good news. If you solve this problem, you're gonna book more calls.
Dude, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like I know I'm right there. I
Yeah.
can smell it,
Solve
bro.
this problem, you're gonna book more calls.
Okay. And I've been consistently getting 3, which is I've booked some calls with the challenges and like oh fuck, I didn't even share a win with you. I completely forgot, but I spoke at my high school today. I did a presentation for a gym class about fitness, nutrition, and lifting and mindset. So that was fucking sick.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I've been booking calls like 3-4 a week. So that's definitely improving. But it's like sales is like my big focus right now, trying to get my percentage up. So
My man.
all right. I appreciate it, bro.
Appreciate you.
Man,
What's up, Max? Talk soon.
Mastermind's coming up, baby. Let's go.
Let's go. See you in April, bruh.
Yes, sir. Peace.
All right, you guys. Thank you guys so much for being my clients. I appreciate you all. Just a friendly reminder, the pizza nomination event, we're going to announce it at the virtual summit. So virtual summit's going to be April 19th. And then that is when we're going to be announcing the dates for the event. So if you're excited about the event, stay tuned. I personally think every single one of you guys should come. Kathy, Kettlebell King, Daniel, Max, Ronnie, Johan, Haktan, Lot, Justin, Cameron, Kenny, Drew, Nathan, Sammy, Nick, Ben, Judith, Ben, Dar, Jesse, Katya, Anna, Jackie, all of you guys should come. All right. It's going to be fucking dope. Appreciate you guys. Have the best day of your entire life. Talk to you guys soon. Let's go.
Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. Hopefully you got some value. If you did, and you want to learn more about how me and my team can help you scale your online fitness business to $10,000 a month, DM me 10K on Instagram at TheRealBrianMark for more information, and I'll reach out to you to see if I can help you grow an online coaching business.